Alright, folks, we have the Datamines for the Book 6 Midpoint banner, and we are going to start things off by talking about the refines for the new units, and I'm very excited for Naesala. So, without further ado, shoutouts to PM1 for the infographic as usual. We're going to start with King Kilvis. So, Raven King Meek, we got here 14 might, 1 range, and HP up 3. Grants speed up 3. If unit initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat, and deals damage equal to 15% of unit's speed. Okay, already they've made that way better. So before, I believe he had a Giga Excalibur effect, or the OG Giga Excalibur effect, where he could possibly gain plus 7 points of true damage if he had 10 more points of speed than the foe. Or maybe it was 7 points of speed more. I don't remember exactly, but regardless, this is way better. He's getting attack and speed up 5 and 15% true damage based on speed. Alright, at the start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beasts or dragons or not adjacent to anybody, unit transforms, and when he transforms, he gets attack up 2 and 1 bonus movement. We already know the bonus movement on these flyers is very powerful, so they kept it the same. I was thinking maybe they'd change the flyer transformation effect now, since we're getting a refine for a unit as opposed to like a brand new character like Elm, for example, who still has the old effect. But it's still fine. This is still one of the more powerful transformation effects. Alright, if unit is transformed or if foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, grants attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat, and the following effects will occur based on the value of unit's speed minus the foe's speed. Alright, so if over 1, grants special cooldown charge plus 1 to unit per attack. Oh my god, that's just what the doctor ordered. He needed that. Alright, also, if over 6, neutralizes effects that prevent unit follow-up attacks. So he got half a null follow-up. He got freaking flashing blade, dude. Oh my god, that's so good. He is so good. I'm not disappointed. They held it down, bro. King Kilvis. They gave him the Walhart treatment. So we got half a null follow-up, flashing blade, attack and speed up 10, 15% true damage based on his speed. Yo, he's getting plus 10. Okay, so let's move on to the Fallen Berkut up next. I think out of all these units, he probably needed it. Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe Ranulf needed it more. But let's take a look at Berkut regardless. So, Creamhild, 16 might, plus 1, or range of 1, and then HP up 3. If foe initiates combat and unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. But after combat, if unit attack deals 20 damage to the nearest ally, so they kept that basically the same. I was thinking maybe they would have gotten rid of the chip damage and just gave him like unconditional distant counter. But the chip damage on this guy is actually kind of helpful. You can cheat some of your other units into low HP for danger builds, so it's not the worst thing, but I don't know, it's still a little bit awkward. Alright, if foe initiates combat or if foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, inflicts attack and defense minus 5 on the foe during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Okay, kind of underwhelming. They just made him more of a bait unit. Attack and defense up 5, or attack and defense minus 5 to the foe, and then guaranteed follow-up. So what is he at? 35-30 for defense and res? Yeah, dude. He is so much worse than Letizia, it's not even funny. Like, she basically has better defense and res than him, and then she does minus 15 attack on the enemy. Yeah, like, you might as well just give close counter or close foil to Letizia and have her just be like a ranged bait cav instead. I don't know, man. They kind of didn't give this guy enough, but we'll move on. Let's see what else we got here. So, Little Red Riding Hood is up next. Wolf Pup Fang, 14 might, 1 range, HP up 3. Grant speed up 3. At the start of turn 1, grant special cooldown count minus 2 to unit and unit support partner, if any. If unit initiates combat or is in 2 spaces of an ally, gains attack and speed up 5 to unit during combat. Alright, basically the same thing, except now I think they gave her attack and speed up 5. I don't know if that was there before, actually. I never summoned her, so I don't really know, but I do know her support ally effect with -2 cooldown to herself and the ally is very powerful. Alright, also at the start of turn, if unit is not adjacent to anybody or only adjacent to beasts and dragons, she can transform. And when she does, she gets 2 attack, +7 true damage when she triggers a special, and also the tempo effect. So pretty much the updated infantry transformation. Also at the start of turn, if unit is in 3 spaces of support partner, grants attack and speed up 6 and neutralizes foes' bonuses during combat to unit and any support partner within 3 spaces of unit for 1 turn. And if unit is transformed or foe's HP is over 75% at the start of combat, gains attack and speed up 5. Okay, so now they gave her a little bit more of a support effect. So support allies are gaining attack and speed up 6 rather, and they're also nullifying the foe's bonuses, so a dull effect, which is pretty solid. I think they would have been better off giving her, like, more special antics, like special spiral or something like that. Would have been pretty interesting on her, but I guess it's fine. She's already, like, really good just because of the first part. Like, the first 2 sentences on her weapon are all you really need her for. So, it's nice that they gave her a little bit more. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to Flora over here. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her weapon. But 14 might, 2 range, and effective against beasts. Grants attack up 3. At the start of combat, if unit's res is better than the foe's res, reduces all, or not all, but the foe's attack speed and defense by 80% of the difference between stats during combat. Calculates reduction before combat and maximum penalty of -8. Okay. And then at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants all stats of 4 during combat. And then we have Dagger 7. Alright, there's one little misstep here. They did this to her sister as well, where they still kept the res check on her. Now, I think Flora has better res than Felicia, if I'm not mistaken, so maybe that's going to work out better in her favor. But trying to win res checks now, I don't know, man. I think they could have just legit gave her -8 to the enemy's attack, speed, and defense, and it would be fine by this point in the game. Alright, and then if unit is in 3 spaces of an ally, grants another all stats of 4 to unit during combat. And the following effects will occur based on the value of unit's res minus the foe's res. So if greater than 1, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. And if greater than 7, foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Alright, so she gets impact. She gets 30% DR. She gets all stats up 8. She can potentially inflict all stats -8 on the enemy. And then she gets effective against beasts and attack up 3. When you lay it all out on the line like that, it does sound pretty substantial. So maybe I'm just, like, being a little too hard on her, but all I think is that the res condition didn't need to be there, like the res check for the -8. Maybe this one they could have kept just to, like, give her, like, more powerful effects, but at a price. Whereas the -8 debuff, I think that would have been fair to just give it to her. But it's okay. If she activates all her stuff, like I said, she does seem pretty powerful. Alright, let's move on to Ranulf up next. This guy needed a refine more than any of these other ones, so hopefully they gave him the goods. Oh my god, dude, look at his stat line. 30 attack. 30 attack, bro. What were they thinking with poor Ranulf? He's so good in Path of Radiance. I can't explain it, man. Alright, 14 might, 1 range, HP up 3, grants defense up 3. If unit initiates combat, or is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants all stats up 4 to unit during combat, and grants attack and defense up 4 to allies in 3 spaces during combat. Okay, that's much better. Before it was like attack and defense up 3 to allies in 2 spaces, and then I think he got the same thing, or he may not even have gotten the same thing. I don't remember. He was really bad. Okay, and then at the start of turn, if he transforms, he's getting attack up 2 and inflicting attack and defense -4 on the foe and preventing their follow-ups if he initiates combat. So typical impact-like effect that we've seen on these cavalry beast units. Okay, and his new effect is at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, Grants all stats of 4 to unit during combat, neutralizes effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks, and deals damage equal to the number of allies in 3 spaces times 5. Oh. Okay. Excluding AoE specials with a max of 15. So, yeah, he needed something like that. So now 30 attack with 15 true damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then he has null follow-up as well. He's getting, like, all stats up 8. He inflicts attack and defense -4 on the enemy. He blocks their follow-up. Yeah, this is pretty solid now. Not looking too bad. I think if he's still not good with all of these new effects that they gave him, then it's only going to come down to his stats just not being good enough. But I do think he's certainly going to work a lot better than he did back then. And he has a better support range as well, so attack and defense up 4 in 3 spaces to allies. It's no Caden, but it's still something as opposed to like where he was before, so not bad. And that's pretty much all of the units in this batch. We only got 5 this time around, but oh my god. Dude, I am salivating over this refine for King Kilvis. I'm going to +10 him as soon as I log back into the game. I have him at +8 already. So I just have to snag 2 more copies from the Grail shop, and I'm Gucci, man. Let me know in the comments who you think won the Refine Lottery this time around. Fallen Berkut, man. He's like falling off a cliff looking at this Refine. They needed to give him a lot more, and they just didn't. Velouria was already good, so like her Refine was kind of irrelevant, but it's still giving her more tools to work with, so that's nice. I think if everything activates, then Flora can be potentially really strong as well. But, dude, Naesala just, like, stomps all over all the rest of these guys, in my opinion. So that's going to wrap us up for the data mine coverage on the refines. We're about to hop in and talk about all the other information, which there is quite a lot of. So look forward to that. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again in just a sec.